What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you stopping by for the first time, do me a real quick favor. See that red subscribe button down below? Go ahead and push that and show your support for the channel. Those of you stopping by that have been here before, welcome back to TLTG Reviews, my friends. Glad you came to see me. Week number 4, weekly rotation. Kind of a mixed bag this week for sure. I mean, it usually is. That's usually the case with me. Sometimes I'm wearing something super mega cheap with terrible performance. Sometimes I'm wearing something that is very expensive. I mean, there's a little bit of everything in between. So let's jump right into it. So on Sunday, last week, had a little bit of traveling to do. I was on the road a bit, so I know I was going to be smelling myself in the car quite a bit, so I figured I'd go with something iris-based. Really been digging iris lately. So on Sunday, I went with Prada L'Homme Intense. Made my winter list. Strong possibility it makes my spring list. It's done so well. It really is. The added leather and the amber with this iris. Oh, it's so good. Absolutely love this one. If you're to get one from the line, as much as I like the original, this is probably the one to get. Prada L'Homme Intense. And then later that evening, I actually went with a classic. I grabbed my bottle fresh out the shower of Zaharoff Cool Water. This is the mild deodorant. Not the strongest performer, not that the regular one is anyway, but this is perfect out the shower. You're going to get an hour or so, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours at the most of performance out of it, and that's all you really need getting out the shower before bed to me. And this one smells great. Mixes very well with a lot of the scented shower gels. So that was what I busted out on Sunday. Now on Monday, was my full wearing for a particular niche fragrance that was sent to me recently. I actually did do a full review. So that was Parfum's Scandal Parfum Cologne. Now, that evening I did actually do a full review, and if you'd like to check out that full review, put that right here if you want to check that out. Very, very good fougere. Very aromatic. It's got a very classic and vintage vibe to it, with a little bit of a modern twist by adding some rhubarb and a little bit of cardamom. It's very good fragrance. Not going to be one that the younger crowd's really going to like, but definitely a fragrance lover can appreciate this scent. I can guarantee you that. So this was on Monday, Parfum's Scandal Parfum Cologne. And we'll just go ahead and put him right back where he goes. And then later that evening, one of the Gap fragrances that I acquired recently from my brother-in-law and sister-in-law. This is Gap Core Man. It's a little Gap logo right there. Little 1 ounce bottle. Very citrusy. A little woody in the dry down. Kind of a fresh, spicy hint to it. Definitely smells some rosemary in it. It's very synthetic, you know, but perfect out the shower. Very youthful scent. Very, very youthful scent. As is, I have the other one right here that they got me. Gap Yuzu and Chino. That one's very super heavy orange, just like the color indicates. But great out the shower. That's what I'm going to use these for. Gap Core Man. Then moving on to Tuesday was one that I know isn't going to win any popularity contest because projection is very poor. It's a very close to the skin scent, but it's a beautiful scent. It really is, guys. One that I feel like doesn't get a fair shake. It's Gucci Made to Measure. I flat out love this fragrance. I'm not going to lie to you. Matter of fact, I'll give myself a little shot on my hand. Its subtlety is its strong suit. And if you're not the type that wants something mega loud, this is going to be a great fragrance. Wear it to the office. This is for the guy that's not trying to make a big statement when he walks in the room. Wants to smell clean, professional, it's versatile. You can wear it any time of year if you want. Yeah, it's not going to cut through any cold because it's not really cutting through anything to begin with. I'll tell you what, the plum on this one, and it's very fresh, spicy. It's a great fragrance. Very underrated in my opinion. And I can smell it on myself for every bit of 6 hours. So it's not a super slouch or a super strong performer either. It's right there in that moderate range. One that's very slept on, I find. Gucci Made to Measure. And then later that night, one I haven't busted out in a while. I actually don't wear this one that much during the day in the summer. This is more out the shower for me. This is from Tommy Bahama. This is Set Sail Martinique. Another one that's, I mean, just a salty aquatic marine fragrance. Very pleasant, very fresh. Big bottle for cheap, 20 bucks at the rack stores, 100 ml. Eau de Cologne concentration, get every bit of, 4 hours out of it. Very, very good. Salty aquatic. Like I've told you before, out the shower, that's the kind of stuff I like. Aquatic, marine, fresh fragrances, citrus heavy. It's my go-to, and this fits right into it. So that was on Tuesday. So on Wednesday, I was in the mood to get kind of spicy this week, to be honest with you. Not super spicy, but I got a little spicy at this point for sure, and then later in the week. A staple in everybody's collection if you like spicy fragrance, and it's a must-have. Spice Bomb, Viktor and Rolf. I wore the bomb this week, and it was pleasant. I did get one compliment too. Awesome fragrance. If you are ever wondering, should I get it? Go to Sephora and sample it. You can get 3 samples a day from Sephora. You can get this. You can get a sample of this, Night Vision, and Extreme, and see if you like all 3 of them, or fresh. You can get 3 out of the 4 and try them out and see which ones you like. Not the performer it once was, but I still get every bit of 7 hours out of it, and it's very loud for a while. It's got that sharpness to it with the peppers, the different peppers that are in the opening. Very good fragrance. I love wearing this one. It's been out of the rotation for a while. It was time to put it back in. Spice Bomb, Viktor and Rolf. And then later that evening, I wanted to mellow out a little bit. After being so loud and sharp and harsh and spicy all day, I wanted something a little powdery, a little musky with a little tea, very calming and relaxing. So I went with a Zaharoff Chrome United. This is a very relaxing scent. Anytime there's a tea note, it's going to give off a relaxation type of scent, a relaxing vibe. This is a light, clean musk. It gets very creamy, powdery. Very good fragrance. This is not an energetic scent in any way, shape, or form. This is perfect for getting out the shower, wanting to wind down. Those mellow, laid-back days. This is that kind of fragrance. Chrome United. Then moving on to Thursday was one that's very polarizing. Not a lot of fans of it, but my wife absolutely loves it. I wore this for her. I haven't wore it for her in a while. Probably know when I pull that pouch. It's Mercedes-Benz Club. Very fresh, spicy, very citrus heavy, very, very strong rhubarb. This is the original fragrance that I dubbed the Brillo Pad fragrance, because it goes and goes and goes. Throughout the day, we were getting in the car for different things. I was off. This was on my day off. She got off of work early. We spent the day together. We went eat, so on and so forth. And every time we got in the car, she's like, God, I can still smell you. I can't believe, several hours in, she's like, wow, I still can't believe you're projecting. This is a monster off of my skin. I don't know if it does that to everybody else, but my wife absolutely loves the scent, and it's a powerhouse. I will warn you, you got to strategize when you're going to wear this one if you like it. I do like it. I just don't like it as much as she does. But it was time to wear it for her. So we're going to slide him right back in his pouch. Put him off to the side. And then later that evening, you'll notice a theme every week. A lot of Nautica fragrances. Nautica Blue Sail. Little travel size half-ounce bottle. I don't have a full-size bottle. The last bottle I had of this was a 50 ml bottle. And I held on to those last few sprays for a long, long time, too. That bottle should have been empty 3 years before it was empty. I held on to, like the last time, it was a 50 ml, not a half-ounce like this. I was down here, probably had 12 sprays at the most left, and I held on to them for a long time because I do like this one. This one, nobody really talks about. Everybody talks about Nautica Blue, but not really Blue Sail. Blue Sail's got its own smell to it. It's not as heavy on pineapple and stuff like that. This is more citrus aquatic than it is fruity aquatic. Yes, there is a difference. Blue has more of that apple pineapple smell. This has more of the lemon and orange smell to it. And I love this one. Check it out when you get a chance. And then what day are we moving to? Friday. So Friday was an interesting scent. I haven't worn it in a while. I love this fragrance in the summer. Like I said, I'm out in South Texas, so even in December, we got days where it's in the high 70s, low 80s, where I can still wear fresh fragrances. And I was in the mood, so I busted out Davidoff Cool Water Wave. And then that night, I busted out Davidoff Cool Water Wave. That's right. This was all day long I wore this. I sprayed it heavy in the morning. I refreshed relatively heavy in the afternoon. And when I got out the shower, I sprayed it, not super heavy, but heavy enough. I went five sprays or something like that out the shower, which isn't crazy heavy. But in the morning, I had did like every bit of 8 or 10 sprays, and then I did like another 6 or 7 in the afternoon. And then, like I said, it was 5 or 6 sprays when I got out the shower. I love how this one smells. It does give the Invictus vibe, a little bit more out the shower than Invictus Aqua. One that eventually I will get the 6.7 ounce of. This is a 4.2. Once it starts to dwindle down, because I do spray it heavy when I wear it, and I go on little binges when I wear it, where I'll wear it for 2 or 3 days. And I'll put dent after dent after dent after dent, and eventually I'll get another 6.7, because I do like this fragrance. This is rebuy worthy to me, for sure. Just in my opinion. And then lastly, on Saturday, I got spicy again. Another one, polarizing. Not everybody's a fan. Some people say it's a chemical mess and they don't like hot smells. And me personally, gets real spicy off my skin, and it lasts a really long time. My wife sat on my lap yesterday and was rubbing my neck while we were having a conversation, and this was every bit of 10 hours into me wearing this. And she said, wow, I still smell it on my hand. I can't believe. She said, here, smell. And I smelled, sure enough, it was on her hand from her rubbing my neck. 10 hours later after I sprayed. Perfume de Marly, Cologne. Not everybody likes this fragrance. I thoroughly enjoy it. I do. I love how this one smells. I enjoyed my sample so much. Oh, man. I knew I was going to want a full bottle, and I now have a full bottle. I can kind of get the BR 540 vibe, Baccarat Rouge 540, but it don't smell like Baccarat Rouge 540. This is way spicier. I haven't smelled Mancera Instant Crush. From what I understand, that one's closer to Baccarat Rouge 540. I have recently smelled Baccarat Rouge 540. I had a customer that was projecting like crazy the extrait de parfum of Baccarat Rouge 540. Blew her away that I guessed that's what she was wearing, but it's a distinct scent. I'm sure you can pick it out of a crowd too. But back to what I wore. So performance is almost that of Legend off of my skin. I get fantastic performance off of this one. The more I've worn it, the more I've realized I may have underrated it in my full review, which my Cologne review, put that right there if you want to check that out. I love this fragrance. Like I said, not everybody likes it, but I do. We'll go ahead and put him where he goes. And then later that night, the one constant in this list every week, Nautica Classic. My favorite out the shower fragrance. I've had a bottle since I was, I don't know, 12 years old was the very first bottle I ever got of it. 12, 11, 13, right around that range. I've always had a bottle, and I probably always will. Really and truly. They're abundant. Even if they were to discontinue it tomorrow, it's going to take years to sell out of those bottles because they're everywhere. Nautica Classic, one of my favorites out the shower. So that was the weekly rotation for week 4. We'll see what the upcoming week holds for myself. Got a few things in the works. Tuesday I'll be in San Antonio. We'll be wearing a suit that day, so I'll probably pick something real professional, kind of statement making, but not too bold, you know. May go safe. I may go Acqua di Gio Profumo. I don't know. Maybe I'll post a poll and get you guys' thoughts. I'll pick out maybe 4 fragrances and say, what do y'all think? What should I wear? New things on the horizons. Maybe traveling out of state later in the week as well. Maybe making an appearance at one of your favorite people's new stores in Chicago. Hint, hint, wink, wink. But until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Do appreciate all the feedback. I love hearing from you guys. What'd you wear this week? Let me know. Do you get more repetitive than I do? Because as you see, nothing really doubles up in my list throughout the week. It's very, very, very rare that I'll wear something 2 days in a row or twice in one week because I have so many. I like to mix it up. I'll get in the mood for something and I'll rock with it. I love that about fragrances. I just do. But until next time, I will say if you get your hands on some of these and you give them a spray now, it's a really good chance you'll thank me later. Have a great day, guys.